We are back with another Not So PG podcast, and this time things are a little bit different because I flew in my twin that you guys always ask about, bring him on the podcast. Where is he? It's you and Gianni. Where's the twin? Welcome, Joseph Vigilante. Was born in the same sack as me. Actually, no, we're eternal. Was born in a different sack than me, but was born in the same stomach as me at the same time. And he got out first.
Yep.
He saw the world before I.
I think you held on, actually.
I held on, fun fact, and I had the cord wrapped around my little neck.
And he died.
And I died, and I came back to life to produce this podcast for you and fucking kill it.
You should all be happy.
It's my whole life purpose. Killing this podcast, not dying as an infant child. Wow, what a way to fucking bring you in. But are you excited to be on the podcast?
Yeah.
I know you've been waiting for a while.
I fucking flew all the way out here.
Dude, he flew 6 hours.
Literally 6 hours.
And it was like convincing him. He was like, do I do it?
Like, should I come?
Do I do it? And then he was like, flight in 30 minutes. Flew straight to the airport. I was like, oh, I guess you did do it. I am. And here he is. So we're going to get to a lot of topics. And I think I want to start with a fun, wild question to get us into the topic of things. But I'm going to ask you first.
Okay.
Because I'm curious. And then you answer after. But I'm curious. If you could have one superpower, you have to answer right now. One superpower.
Shit. I wasn't ready for that.
Fuck. What is it?
Fuck.
What is it?
Flying.
Flying. I know.
So
Don't you want to just say flying?
So gotta fly. No, that's whack. You wanted to come on command. What are you talking about?
That was the last one. It's
That was
crazy.
whack.
It's crazy because I have a new one.
He said that. I didn't say that. No, Pete said that.
You said you want to come on
No,
command?
I said it would be cool if you could,
That's
like, on
also
command.
whack superpower.
Whack as fuck.
Like, imagine,
Terrible.
imagine, like, the lights are on, and you could be like, light switch.
I think,
But you know what also does that?
Hulk.
Telekinesis.
All right, wait.
coming on
I'm
command.
curious, what's
I already
yours?
thought about this a million times.
Really?
I think either A, time travel. Fucking
is
keep
that a
going back in
superpower?
time. Yes, it's just superpower.
Is that
I feel like it's not a superpower.
If that's a superpower, I kind of agree with you. But like,
Either time travel,
you know what the issue
or
with that is?
slowing speed down.
I think you go a little
or
crazy.
going super fast.
You know why I think you go crazy with time travel?
Yeah, you'd go crazy.
You go crazy because nobody knows that you're changing reality, and like you're the only one with these memories of changing reality. Like you're like, I gotta go back and change
Or
this.
you could become the
You probably
smartest
get
man in the
addicted to
world.
it, and then you just keep time traveling, changing shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
I don't know. I think I'd go crazy. But you know what it is? You know what? I would do it, and then just like you change one thing, become like win the lottery, and then just like chill.
Boom, then you're done.
You know what I mean?
And then everything that you fuck
You
up,
read something fucked up in the paper, you're like, I'm gonna stop that guy.
Yeah, done.
Go, yo, that was a pretty cool super.
But
I don't know.
Anything
You
you
can't
ever
fuck with-
fuck
That makes sense actually.
Anything you ever fuck
That is
up
very
in
cool.
life where you're like, damn, I wish I could go back.
But don't you think, like,
back,
on your deathbed,
fix it.
you're dying one day, and you're like, nobody even knows.
And you go back in time, redo it all again. So that doesn't fucking matter.
You're
None of
right.
it matters.
That's
you're right.
Well, do you stay
None
the
of it
same age when you time travel? Because what if you're 80 and then you travel back and you're 80 back when you see? Because then it doesn't change that. Then you don't relive it all.
Probably not. No, you
Because that's
probably
different.
You have to. No, you go back and you become
And you're that
yourself.
age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
that's very
That's how it
different.
is.
Because that's not natural time travel. Natural time travel, you go back and you're still this Gianni looking at like 3-year-old you. You're not going back and now you're the 3-year-old. And you gotta wait till you learn to time travel again and restart. And you forget every time and you're in a fucking loop.
Fuck.
That's why
I went too far.
What you
You're like 6, you start becoming sentient again. You're like, no fucking way.
You go back to like popping out of your mom's vagina. Fuck.
All right. Oh wow. Well, he definitely is related because that is something we would.
I mean, that's what you gotta think about. Like,
Not me being born again.
fucking trying to breathe.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. See, I don't think I'd want that kind of time travel. I think my type of time travel, I go back and there's still the real version of me that was there, and I'm still this age.
Wait, what's your actual superpower? What's yours?
I changed my mind since, and this is gonna.
I would hope so.
This is gonna really. A lot of people are gonna judge me for this, and I'm half joking before I answer, but it would be that it'd be impossible for me to get an STD. Because I'm sitting here on like a high horse. I'm like a high horse and I'm like, guys, I don't sleep with a lot of people. And don't get me wrong, it all comes down to morals and I like building a connection with people. But overlaying all that is like, I'm terrified. I feel like I'm like so OCD, I think everybody's got something. So now what if my superpower was like, I really want to sleep with that chick? I know I ain't gonna get nothing.
I mean, it's pretty.
No matter what.
Let me tell you something. That's pretty,
you know what?
Wait, that's pretty terrible out of all superpowers. but I do know of people that are super paranoid about it. Like I do.
Including myself.
I have a friend who literally wears underwear, 2 condoms. No, not 2 condoms. 1 condom. But like that's how he fucks. He fucks with his underwear.
Well, then there's no skin on skin.
He like sticks his dick out through the underwear.
Yeah.
And then puts the condom on.
Is he like a germaphobe?
I don't even think so.
See, because I'm not a germaphobe either, but
He's a plumber.
I have that OCD, but I've come to the conclusion,
I'm a germaphobe.
I think I've tried that like maybe once,
Sounds
where I
like-
was like,
I feel
let
like
me,
don't even have sex at that
let
point.
me like really double wrap. But no,
But
you're
if
right.
you have OCD,
You're
you
right.
have sex.
But then it gets to a point where you're
don't have
like,
sex.
it gets to a point where you're like, this isn't even worth it.
That's when you take
Like if I want to sleep with somebody, I want to sleep with somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't want to be like, don't touch me. Like, while I'm sleeping. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here?
Sitting there full hazmat suit. All right, come sit on this dick, baby.
All right.
You fucking like, baby, got a tie, you got two underwear on, fucking pants on, then you're sticking
Baby, you
out.
gotta come sit on this shit right
Well,
now.
the trick is this, right?
Fuck that, bro.
I think your buddy told me this, where he was like, you know you have sex with a stripper? And I was like, no. No, I don't know how you have sex with a stripper. And he was like, make sure you wear boxers with a slit in it, condom through, you're good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm like, you know what? I don't even think I want to attempt that. Yeah. And then, like, the boxer slips too far to the side. You're like, no. What have we done?
No, yeah,
it just sounds terrible.
At that point,
Yeah.
that's why
But I've never
you picked the right
understood.
person.
I don't think I could ever pay. How about I know I can never? I don't, because I'm a very loving sexual person. I don't understand the mentality of, like, I want to pay to come. Like, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's just because you could get vagina.
Oh, you're saying like it's more so for guys that can't get laid?
I would think so.
That's
Or they just don't want to deal with women.
That's not
no,
true.
it's not true. I know guys.
No, you know why that's
I
not
know
true?
like normal guys.
I have a story
They don't want to deal
where
with women. They don't want to deal
I'm
with
not going to disclose where I know this person because that is very obvious. But their boyfriend they actually got caught texting
prostitute.
An escort?
escorts. Yeah, he was texting escorts and like every night.
Every night?
Like texting them every night. Every night.
You know what
Being
it
like,
is?
What's like a new escort every like 10 minutes? Being like, what's your price? What do you do? Like
I mean, that's
every
like sex addict.
Joe.
No, it's an you're
every-
an addict.
Yeah,
you're
you're
an
a sex
addict.
addict.
But there's certain people.
You're getting pussy. You have a
but
girlfriend.
that's like what we told you. There's certain people
mean-
that you can't try something once.
Yeah.
Because some people can't stop
it
themselves.
back to the
So
next
he was
thing.
one time his buddy was like, "Yo, try an escort, do it, bro." And he was like, "Okay," he did it. Now he just every night. he's
Yeah,
sitting at Best
now
Buy.
you can't stop.
But for me also, I've seen people that I know, like I've seen like normal guys, and I've gone to strip clubs obviously.
Yeah.
And when I go, I don't really care to get a lap dance. Like I hang out with the strippers and just like talk to them about their lives. It's actually a really fun time sometimes. It's funny as it sounds. Like I just hang out with the strippers and like I become best friends. I'm friends with a lot of strippers. We were on a live stream yesterday. Remember the live stream? And the
And
girl
she
was like,
split up,
"Come
yeah.
back to Sapphire, take a shot this time." I was like, "Oh my God, Stephanie, like, what's up?" But she was like, there was a guy like talking to her, and she was like, "Oh," because we were talking to each other about like sex and life, and the stripper actually had a lot of great values, right? It's funny enough, and she was like, "See that kid?" She's like, "It's just too much. He just asked me how much for me to like blow him upstairs," and I was like, and he was like a normal, young, good-looking guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it has nothing to do with it.
Well,
You can't get laid. Guys just don't care.
I think more so it has to do with they don't want to deal with the aspect of like dealing with a woman.
I think it's more of like
dinner.
that.
You got
scared of
Even-
rejection.
I don't even think it's that. I don't even think it's that. I think
No?
it's like the heightened like I'm in a strip club, like I'm paying for a blowjob. Like they're just like they just don't think about
I mean,
it.
some people
whatever.
Just, some people just like it. I mean, look at
Well,
Ryan.
I also know I have a lot of friends that they got into like the Chinese massage parlors.
Yeah.
Where they get happy endings.
Yeah. I've heard
They get addicted
many
to
stories.
that.
They get addicted.
Yeah, they get addicted, and that's why I've never done that.
Did you know there's a website?
Yeah,
One of my work
Someone
friends,
told me.
he looked at, now I had no idea about this. And me and my friends actually lost our fucking minds. He looks at me, he goes, oh, I forgot what it was. It was like, oh, it's like, I swear to God. Bro, I
promoting.
swear to God, it had me, bro, he looks at me,
People are gonna look
he
it
goes,
up right
he was
now.
like, bro, just go on. I was like,
Oh my God.
what
There's a
the
lot more
fuck is
people-
that?
How about we were sitting at a poker table last night, and someone was like, "Does anybody know a good place to get a happy ending around here?" And we were just like, "Wild thing to ask out loud to a bunch of guys you
Mid
don't
poker
know."
set.
How about someone literally said, "There's no way you just like asked that out loud." Like, but yes, you could go. But
yeah, there's a couple
But you
spots.
can't go down
How
here and
about,
go get one.
how about he named way too many power guys?
He was like, first of all, crazy you just asked all of this that. But absolutely.
But I know the couple
Here's where you're gonna go.
Well, I have a
Insane.
question. I have a question for Joe because we've answered this, and he's new to this.
New to it? Okay.
So, Joe, I want to know where's the craziest place you've ever done the deed, man? You've ever fucked? Oof, crazy fuck.
Craziest place?
Yeah, I feel like you fucked in a crazy place.
Yeah, college was a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
It was a
Man.
good time. I mean, definitely, I remember I was a freshman. I had to tell this story. I was like, should I tell the story? I was like,
You're gonna fucking
tell
tell
the story.
Well, you're telling the fucking stories too
Yeah,
late.
so I was a freshman, and there was a senior girl. I didn't want her to know I was a freshman, so I couldn't take her back to my dorm because then she'd know I'm a freshman.
You got the shitty room.
Then she'd know. Yeah,
Yeah.
shitty dorm.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we walked around. I found a Walgreens and a dumpster, and she rode me while I laid on the dumpster floor.
Wait, in the dumpster? No. You said the dumpster floor.
Yeah, like next to, behind the dumpster. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking gross. It didn't smell?
I was so fucked up.
I I mean, to fuck
Bro, there's so
next
many
to a dumpster,
things
you
that
have
we've
to,
done
bro.
in like college.
I'm in
when we were
college,
younger,
like high school.
that you would never do that
Oh my
again.
God, I would never do that.
You would never
Not
do
even
that
close.
again.
Not
I
even
would. I
close.
wouldn't even.
I don't even know if I could get that drunk again to. I mean, I was barely. a
And to
human being
convince
at that
another
point.
person to do it with you is also insanity.
Yeah, I'm surprised she was willing. Was she like, just like, yeah, I guess we'll fuck right here?
Yeah,
And how do you guys
Yeah.
talk about that situation?
it was kind of just like, afterwards.
like, bye.
Yeah, how was
Thanks for the
how was the
dumpster
post nut clarity with
Literally,
that?
just I think we just went like this.
Oh, how do you not?
Yo, and it was
How do
and
you
it was
not?
raining outside.
How do you not?
Bro,
How
it
do you
just
not?
sounds
I think we
terrible.
literally just went. I didn't see her after that for like 3 months.
Why didn't you just go back to her dorm?
That's what I said.
she
Oh,
has a room.
you told me.
Oh, you can't go. A freshman can't.
No,
go
he was a
senior dorm.
freshman. He was lying to her that he was a senior.
No, I understand that, but
A freshman can't go into a senior's dorm.
So
why?
I don't know. That was the.
That's like the
That's
rules.
fucking
Some
stupid.
colleges
It
are
was
strict.
Catholic.
Yeah,
But
Catholic
still, that's
is
so
fine.
stupid.
I know. Tell me about it.
Well,
Really
trying to
no,
fuck.
Now I had to
he
fuck
could,
on a
but you
fucking
can't- you
dumpster
can't do
floor.
it- You can't do it past like 12 o'clock.
Oh, it's like one of those
Yeah,
things.
like one of those
Ah,
things,
okay.
yeah.
Because obviously you're bringing somebody back. And
Okay.
it probably could if you were the same gender as her. Because that was my
Probably.
college.
Yeah, probably gender.
Girls
Yeah,
can bring
yeah.
back girls because they're friends.
Yeah,
But obviously
yeah,
you're bringing
that's
back a
how
guy
it
at 12 a.m.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything real casual.
Okay, that makes sense. If it's a Catholic school, that makes sense.
Bro, in my opinion, bro, we're 18. We're adults now. Fuck right off.
Yeah.
Like, I get you're a Catholic school. Don't tell me who I could have in my dorm. That
Yeah, what if I'm married?
That I'm paying $100,000 a year.
You
For.
don't-
Oh,
you-
yeah.
you-
By the way.
100%.
Mother, like, fuck right off. You know how tight I was about that?
Yeah, I would have been pissed.
So
I would have been
tight.
pissed.
Bro, it was like a whole process. My ex at the time, she surprised me at school. And I was like, how about can I get you in?
Well, no,
So I had to get
that
one.
night.
No, I had to get one of
Honestly?
the other girls. I had to get one of the other girls to sign her in as her friend.
You know.
And
you know
then
what?
walk
And then-
over to your room.
You know what's
Bring her in my
crazy?
room, yeah.
Alcohol drinking age should be 18.
How about we're like the only
Yeah.
fucking place that does that
Yeah.
in Dubai?
Yeah.
Like everyone does it anyway.
yeah.
How about I went to Austria?
Like not that I'm promoting it.
It was different by
like,
cities.
it's not good for you and everything. Like
It's
that.
16.
But
I have one debate.
okay.
I have one hardcore debate about the drinking
Like, we
age.
could go die for our country, but we
There,
can't.
well, you just answered
That's-
that.
that's
So my
fine.
thing is this: you're
Fuck is
telling
that?
me I'm old enough, I'm mature enough that I could go die for this country, gun in hand, shooting at people.
Yeah.
For this country, I'm too immature though to drink alcohol at a.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
It's like I think that one's a little more extreme.
Yeah.
we're like,
I'd agree.
we're like the last place that has
If you
21
want to
as a
be able to
drinking
send a man to war, he has to have
die.
all the legal allowances of his country.
age. Yeah.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
I agree.
if you want to be able to tell this man you're going to war for your country, but you're still too young to do this, but I'm sure others.
No, yo, honestly, that's what I'm
fuck
saying.
are you
Honestly,
talking
you know what's bullshit? You know what's massive fucking bullshit? And
Tell me.
fuck all of you insurance companies, you fucking
Oh my
dickheads.
God, scum.
That you're still technically a fucking child under 20 fucking 5?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, what are we
Yeah,
doing?
we're chill.
What?
I'm a 21, 4-year-old.
You've been driving for 5 years and you're still a beginner.
Yeah. How about my debate to that is like after 21.
That's what I said. You're
After,
kind of mature.
No, not even you're kind of mature. After 21, the age from like 22 to 28, it doesn't even depend on age. You're either a mature person or
Yeah,
you don't grow up.
yeah.
So like making it 25, it doesn't do anything. I know 26-year-olds, 27-year-olds that are way crazier, drive way worse than me.
Well, you know what's even crazier?
And I remember being 20 and being way more mature than older people. Like
Wait.
it doesn't come down to age
You know what's even crazier? If you live in like Florida,
for the most
you're
part.
driving at 16. So that means that you're a child driving for 9 years. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
16 is crazy.
You know what's crazy?
16 is
Bro,
so
not really.
crazy.
16, I was taking mom's car driving it.
Don't
I was
ever-
fine.
Don't ever let your
Yeah.
insurance lapse. I'll
What?
tell you that.
Why? What happened to you?
My credit card got canceled.
Uh-huh.
My next insurance payment to go through for a month, and my insurance went from $90 to $550, and I had to pay the DMV $1,000
What?
on top of that. So don't.
Honestly, I would have not paid it.
You had to. Otherwise, I have to get my
I would have fought
everything
it.
back.
I would have fought it.
Can I have
And
a-
guess what? And then no other insurance company will insure you because it shows that you didn't pay for a month.
Honestly, at that point, just drive uninsured.
Literally. Yeah, that was terrible.
Could always
That was a
leave the
hit.
scene.
I was like, nice. $500 just for fucking.
That's terrible.
Just liability.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Can I have a PSA for toxic couples? I think more people should know.
Yeah, sure, do it.
Nobody should know that you and your partner are on bad terms other
Yeah.
than you and your
I agree.
partner.
I agree with that 100%.
Because guess what? You can forgive your partner, but the people that love you, your friends or family, they're not going to forgive them as quickly as you are.
No.
Because 9 times out of 10, you get into a fight with your partner, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. The moment that you tell your family and then you want to go back to them, they're like, "What the fuck are you doing? You just told me
Yeah.
they did this to you." And you're like, "No, but they're a good guy."
Yep,
They're
look it up.
they're gonna look at that person a little different when they come into
I
the
agree
door the next
100%.
day.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, like, especially if you're in a toxic relationship where you're always fighting with them, leave your friends out of it. because they don't know your relationship.
Yeah.
Like I've had past toxic relationships where we fought, and then my girl would tell her friends that I was a piece of shit, come back and admit to me she was the one in the wrong. But now her friends are looking at me like, no, you're the piece of shit. And I'm like, like, why even bring them into it, especially if you know we're gonna make up after.
Yeah.
For me, like, if you're gonna drag your friends, your family into it, you gotta know the relationship is over, or it's so close to being gone that you need that help and you need that advice. If it's some bullshit like, he's not texting me back, you think he's being a fucking piece of shit, and then it's just like, they're like, yeah, he probably is being a piece of shit, and then it's a fucking massive problem. So fuck all that. Don't tell your friends and family about your fights with your partner. Just not worth it.
You're right, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, no, I
Without a
couldn't
doubt.
agree more.
I mean,
couldn't agree more.
I think you nailed it on the head.
Yeah, and I would say for us, like, with our partners, because we're brothers, we're so close, you would think, like, oh, like, what if you're, like, really close, you're not going to tell your siblings? We don't if it's something small.
Yeah.
If there's something small, we don't tell each other like, oh, yo, we just fought with her about this. Like, because obviously we love each other. We're closer with each other. We're going to judge the partner. This is
100%,
natural.
yeah.
Vice versa. But if we're in some like end of relationship fight that we need like some love, obviously we're going to tell each other.
100%.
That's how I would put it.
Yeah, 100%.
I think girls also like think everything is the end of the world.
Oh,
I know.
So like
that's the problem.
Every
I think they
fight
just need
is
to
the end of the
deal with
world.
it. You guys should talk it out and work it
Yeah.
out amongst yourselves, because like you said, nobody knows your relationship like each other, and just work it out. talk it
I
out.
will say,
I think talking is the most important.
for the most part, in most of my relationships, I think I've had good girlfriends that haven't like gone and talked shit about me to their friends mid-fight. Maybe towards the end of some relationships, absolutely. But like while we're like in a good flourishing relationship, I think have been pretty good to like defend me because they know that rule.
Yeah.
But definitely hurtful towards the end. Like say like I'm gonna break up before we get back together, and then I find out like you said X, Y, and Z about me during breakup. It's like damn. Because now we're back together, and these words can't come out of your friend's brain.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that's kind of hurtful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like, oh, what a pussy, he's crying about the breakup. And I'm reading the text like, fuck.
You're looking at her phone like, that's pretty brutal.
I got back together with this girl. She wrote that a week ago.
She literally said my fucking pussy was crying.
Motherfucker.
Knew I should
What a
start crying in
loser.
front
You
of
just sent me a
woman.
video crying, singing our song. What a fucking weenie.
Oh my God, did you see?
Now I got to say hi to Jessica. Like,
Did you see the Ace
hey,
Family?
Jess.
Now you're like, fucking,
Oh, I've been great.
Did you see the Ace Family guy singing?
She watched the video of me crying even.
Did you see the Ace Family guy singing?
Dude, I can't watch him anymore.
I feel so bad.
I don't,
But
I think he's losing it.
I don't know if he's playing a character, and that's the issue.
I think that's part of it, and I think he's losing it.
I think he is losing it.
'Cause
Because
someone
there's
asked
certain
him-
points you could see him
Dude,
cut out. It's like,
someone
where's
asked
he
him.
going?
No, he's losing it.
Yeah.
He's definitely not all there.
Yeah.
But I think he also thinks he's playing a character, and this is good for his career. Because someone's like, "You're the famous YouTuber," which he is. That's what made him famous. He goes, "No, honey, I'm a Snapchatter." Doesn't say, "Oh, I used to be, but now it's not." I'm a Snapchatter, and she's like, "Oh," he's like, "I love you." Like it was a weird.
Yeah, that's a
video.
weird encounter.
He's like, "No, thank you, I love you." Like his eyes, like he's not all there.
Yeah, his eyes have been going crazy.
Like that's not a
He kinda hits
character
you
he's
with, like one of
playing.
these.
He doesn't like. If he knew what he looked like, he wouldn't want to.
He wouldn't do that.
Bro, because he looked really good. Like the last two things he did, he fought Bryce Hall. He won. Like he went out on top. Like he could have got what he should have done with this divorce, and his friends close to him should have him. Like, he's got a lot of money saved up. Like, take
a break.
time.
Yeah, take a break.
It's okay to take. That's what she's doing.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen her do anything. I haven't seen her
Good for
post
her.
anything.
She's taking care of her kids.
But yeah, that's what you should
She's
do.
taking her money and just like, bro, you've been posting for 10 years.
Take a break.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Take a break.
It's a lot of stress on your life.
And I don't blame him because you could tell he's kind of losing it.
Yeah.
But like people around you, like
They should protect you.
tell him like, take a little break. You got a lot of money. Figure out your situation. Go buy your house. And like, I'm sure in his head he's like taking advantage of the cloud around it.
Yeah.
But like, you don't need to do that. At what cost, bro? Like you don't want the type of clout that comes from like people making fun of you. You were this massive YouTuber that everyone grew to love over the years. Like, take a break.
Yeah, it's
That's
sad.
what I would do if I was him.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I don't know.
But I want the viewers to know more about you.
Honestly, I felt like you were talking about Kanye just now.
Kanye
I feel like I watched Kanye.
Joe's
and I was
not
like,
in on the.
I guess I'm
the
out
brink
loop.
of
But yo,
people.
honestly, like think about Kanye. Like that's what. It
Yeah, I
sounds
guess.
like.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like,
Yeah.
when we were watching like Kim and Kanye
this happens
break
so
up, I
much. You
was
see,
like,
guys get divorced. They start going a
yo,
little crazy.
Yo, Kanye, relax, bro.
Yo,
You're good.
maybe don't say that how you just said
I'm
it.
like, Kanye, you're good, bro.
And just disappear.
Like we all love you, but you're good, bro.
I don't think everybody loves him
everybody loves him.
anymore.
But
Yeah, I don't
you
think
know,
anyone
he's
loves
good.
him anymore.
Nobody loves him.
He's been doing some crazy
We're not
shit.
we don't need to get into it, but he definitely said some
He's done some
pretty wild
crazy
shit.
shit. Yeah, Joe's not into the whole.
It sucks because back in the day, he used to say some such real shit in his songs, and you want to relate to him.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No.
He said some like irreversible shit.
In the beginning, like you almost want to take a side, and then he says something, you're like, no, I totally can't.
No, I know. That's what I'm talking about.
What'd you just say?
Yeah. He's like on a good point, and then he's just like, boom.
It's like the Republicans that were trying to vote for Trump.
I think he does it on purpose.
It's like they're like, because even me, like I'm watching the past debates and I'm an independent and I'm like watching and I'm like, all right, like let's see what the guy's got to say. They're like, do you revoke white supremacists?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm not gonna answer. Well, I'm like, what do you fucking revoke it?
Yeah, even
How
Joe,
am I supposed to even think about voting?
Even
for
Joe Rogan's like,
what do you mean?
talking
I'm like, just fucking say, yeah, of course I rebuke it. No, I don't like. He's like, well, is that what you want me to answer? I'm like, Trump, fucking just say no. How am I supposed to support you? I can't.
Yeah.
Any normal independent voter can't, because now it's like you just tell me you don't like white supremacists. I know you think that the reporters are always fucking with you.
Yeah.
But when they ask you something like that, if that's what you believe,
fucking answer it.
No, I don't think. He's like, is that what you want me to say?
maybe he wanted
Moving
the
on.
votes.
But like, it's just like some of these people that it's like, sometimes they have good points and then they just fucking
And then
ruin
they
it. You're
fuck
like,
it.
I can't even say like anything about you now because that was just horrible.
Yep.
What are we doing here?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a shame.
I think we should get the viewers to know a little bit more about Joe.
All right, Joe.
Joe, I want to know if there was something that you want the world to know about you that you think most don't know. What would that be?
I mean, that's a fucking hard question.
Something about yourself. Something that you're not too open about. Maybe something that just most people wouldn't know from seeing you online.
I think my biggest thing that I come to love over the years are mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah, I definitely like talk about it more.
Okay.
Like nobody talks about it.
You want to talk about it?
Doing mushrooms?
Yeah, I'm doing mushrooms, and not doing mushrooms in a drug way, like in a way that you know, something to help your mind. I mean, I think Pete could definitely.
You want me to elaborate on it?
Yeah, I think you could definitely elaborate on it.
We've gotten into psychedelic talk, and I kind of introduced it to the viewers by talking about how psychedelics, how people view them today. Do you still view them as a drug? Because drug is a very blanket term. Or do you view them as this new kind of thing that I think a lot of people are opening up to as new research comes out, as these scientists that are way smarter than you and I are going, nope, there's a 99% success rating on helping people that have PTSD, depression, anxiety. And it's like, okay, something's happening here that we should probably look into and not just go, oh, that guy took mushrooms, that guy took this, blow it away. Yeah. And now even me, like, there's a lot of stories coming out about ketamine, which I would never do. I don't need to do that. But because you hear people going into a K-hole, which is when you do too much ketamine and like, which is very bad. You get like paralyzed for a few minutes. It's fucked up.
Yeah, it's really
I
bad.
would never do a drug like that.
It's not worth it.
But there are studies coming out that when you do it under a medical professional, you take a little bit and they put you through a therapy section, you come out and your depression's gone. Your anxiety's gone. Wow. And there's people that it's like, oh wait, you're in there and like you're tripping. They're like, oh yeah. Oh, you're in a doctor's office tripping balls doing a therapy session. But you leave
that
and
sounds crazy.
But you feel amazing after.
Yeah.
But now there's many people that are doing psychedelics who have suffered with depression, suffered anxiety, have tried everything, have hopped on medications, have stayed away from hopping on medications because they want to just fix themselves naturally. They don't want to just be like stuck on something. And then they do psychedelics, and for the most part, they're good. And I don't want to promote this in a way that it's like everyone should do psychedelics, because that's not what I'm saying. Because there are some people that are susceptible to psychosis, to schizophrenia, if you do take this drug, it might induce those symptoms.
You'd be surprised how many people are doing mushrooms.
Yeah.
Like, I'm shocked when I bring it up to someone, like, yeah, I do mushrooms like to help myself improve and self-reflect on my own things. And they like, yeah, I love mushrooms.
It's weird.
Yeah, like, a lot of people are doing it. It's opening up a lot in the normal world now. Yeah, it's being more accepted through society. I feel.
Well, so they did a study because they wanted to see, okay, how many people is this really benefiting, right? They wanted to get the numbers on it, and they got a lot of people, and they gave them all mushrooms one time, a large dose. So 80% of them said that it was the most spiritual, eye-opening experience of their life.
Yep, I'm sure,
and that it changed their lives for the better. They waited 3 months, interviewed all their family members, and all their family members said that there was a noticeable impact on them being happier, better with people, easier to talk to, which I think 80% is insane.
That's crazy.
The other 30%, maybe the experience was a little bit too much for them, and they didn't say it was spiritual, and they didn't really like it, but there was no long cause of negative side effects for them that was like, I'm fucked up now. Whereas the people from the good, the 80% were, oh, I'm now good from this long lasting. There's no long lasting negative side effects to these 30%. It was just like, I did it, I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, like for me,
which I also think is interesting.
Yeah. No,
that the
that is,
positive have long lasting positive, and the people from the negative were just like, I wouldn't do it again, but I'm fine, I'm still me.
Yeah, like people are like, Joe, like what did mushrooms do for you? Like for me, mushrooms made me start TikTok. Like I was always scared. Yeah, I was always scared of being on, not scared of being on camera and things like that, but more of like, I didn't want to. Like I wanted to be myself. Like nobody really knows who I am. Just, kind of do my own thing. That's why like you did it, your whole thing, TikTok for a long time. Then we did mushrooms. And I was like, you know what? I don't like, just should do TikToks. And then boom.
You know what? It's funny you say that. So I suffered from very bad depression, very bad anxiety my entire life. And you know this. You guys both know this.
Yeah.
You're my brothers. And a lot of people from the outside looking in didn't know this. Like you look at me, I look like a very happy guy. And even when I was younger, I would be so confused because I'm this, like what I think, like a good looking kid. I do well in school. I got a great family. So it's like, why am I depressed? Like I didn't know. And then I was listening to something that was talking about a guy who did psychedelics. It inspired me to me trying anything. And he said that he had a vision of his birth, and it showed him his birth, and he was born with the cord wrapped around his neck.
What?
And he relived his birth, and he had this traumatic birth that he can't remember because he's a baby.
Yeah.
But it's left him with this trauma his whole life that's made him depressed and anxious.
Wow.
He dealt with it, came out, and he was fine ever since.
Through mushrooms?
So through, I think, ayahuasca. And
I mean,
it's just a stronger
ayahuasca.
they keep calling ayahuasca is DMT, which is the strongest psychedelic that we know known to man.
It's all similar.
But in my head, I'm like, okay, I was born with the cord wrapped around my neck, and I was dead for a little bit. And if this is an actual thing that happens to people, that's what happened to me, because my whole life, my biggest mystery is, why am I depressed and anxious? Horrible anxiety. And then the first time that I tried a psychedelic, I woke up the next day and I was calm. I was just calm.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it meant. Like, it was confusing because I swear to you guys, I've never felt this way in my life. My life has always been so anxious in my head that I woke up and I was like, all right, what's the first thing I'm doing? What's wrong with me? Like, oh, fuck, this stuff. It was the first thing I woke up and I was like, life.
That's amazing.
Well, I was like, I was calm. And this was the fucked up part about it, because a piece of you, when you're anxious, when you're depressed, a piece of you wants to go, why am I being a pussy?
Yeah.
Man up. Like, well, no, seriously.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I'm sad for
100%.
what? I'm anxious for what? Stop freaking out. And I would shit on myself and be like, dude, like, why are you putting this stuff in your head? When I woke up and I was calm, I said, oh, no, there was something wrong with me. This is what normal people feel like. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. No, I was. Because I would try to justify the anxiety, but I was like, no, this is how normal people feel. Just, this is no anxiety.
Yeah, and I think
I was trying to put a name for this calmness.
People who don't or never had anxiety, it's very hard for them to understand. Like,
what it feels like.
What it means when you say anxiety.
100%.
Like they almost don't know.
Well,
I've never had anxiety.
I didn't know what it meant.
Recently,
I didn't know what it meant to not have anxiety.
Exactly.
That's bro.
Crazy.
I literally, the only emotion I was feeling, and this is how fucking it's so sad. I cried when I realized, all I was feeling was not anxious and not depressed, and I was like, why do I feel like this? Yeah. I thought it was something wrong with me after the trip. Weird. But it was just for the first time in my life, I wasn't worried about anything.
Wow.
I was just like, let me go about my day.
Yeah.
And dude, it gave me the power to move to LA. Yeah. Bro, before I moved to LA, you guys had to like come out with me. You wouldn't let me go out to LA alone because you were worried about me.
Yeah, we didn't trust you.
You're keeping me here alone. I would fucking jump in front of a bus or something.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, you guys weren't wrong to do that. And I would be like, no, guys, I'm good. Like, let me go.
How about you were not good?
And I wasn't good. The one time I tried, I flew right home because I was freaking out too much.
I know.
My anxiety was so bad. And now I'm to a place where, bro, I could go travel the world by myself. So genuinely. And
it's fucking amazing.
I wonder if I didn't do them that day, if I still would be in LA. If I had the balls to come out here, work, find my own place.
Number one, I don't think so.
Podcast.
And number two, I'm thinking right now, I wonder if not only the mushrooms like fixing your brain, but I also wonder if like bring you closer to God had anything to do with it.
So this is a weird subject to get into, only because when you mention stuff to non-believers, they already give a weird look at you. But then if you mention like, oh, while I'm under the influence of something, I met God, or I had this supernatural experience, they're like, dude, you're tripping.
Yeah, you're tripping.
Yeah.
So it's hard. But what I'll say to the viewers, if you're listening to me now, is if you haven't done it, don't judge. Because every single person, for the most part, that takes psychedelics, they go, oh, there's something else.
Yeah.
And for me, I was agnostic prior to taking anything. I was agnostic and just was like, yeah, there's probably God, maybe not.
That's exactly how I was.
But prior, I flip-flopped. I grew up Catholic. We used to go to church early. And then I grew into becoming an atheist because I came to this point where I was like, I've never had proof of God. When you look at this text, it's human beings. We see signs that we were evolution from apes, from other known hominids, primates. And now we're here, and the biggest mystery is how our brain grew so much.
Yeah.
And that's all the proof we have when you die. And I would scare people because they were like, what happens when you die? Then, like, you know what I mean? Like, I only know sentient life. I'm like, hey, do you remember before you were born? And I'd scare the shit out of them because you don't. It's like, that's death. Just nothingness. There's nothing there before you were born. But then you open your heart up a little bit. Because you're not going to see something if you don't open your heart up. Because I say these things to people and they're like, dude, you're tripping. Or dude, like, bro, you're just scared. Like some guy last night you were with me was like, bro, yeah, it was dark and you were fucking scared. Or something, if you saw something. Like, and I was like, it's not until you open your heart to it, and I promise you if you do, you'll start to see this reality isn't what they've been telling us, is what I'll say. And it gets to a point where you'll have enough coincidences, you connect yourself enough with numerology, and you go, hey, give me a sign. And then you get it. And you go,
my God, can I tell a story right now?
You go, okay.
Pete did some weird shit
Please,
to me.
can I tell a story?
Wait, no, I want to tell you something I did to Gianni. I was
super weird shit to me.
So I'm
bro.
extremely into
super weird shit. You know,
Do I tell
you don't know
it? Do I
about
say it? Because I like keeping a lot of this stuff to myself.
Give it to yourself.
Fuck
you.
But I'll tell you guys this. Wait, I'm not going to tell you what I did. But I wanted to explain to Gianni how I get messages. And I was like, Gianni, do you ask? Because like he knows this shit's real with me. And I'm like, Gianni, do you ask for messages? And he's like, well, they give me messages. I broke my fucking back last month. Like, and I was like joking about it. And I was like, no, but seriously, Gianni. I was like, think of something.
Yeah.
Right? And in my head, I spoke. And I said, show him this is real for me. I said, think of anything. I pull my phone up. I open it. It's exactly what he said on my phone. And that's the most I'll get into it with.
It was pretty crazy.
And he goes,
That's pretty crazy.
I said, Gianni, I didn't steer you in any direction. I literally, in the spur of the moment, said, prove it to him. I said, Gianni, think of anything right now.
I kind of lost my shit.
Open my phone and go, it's real.
I kind of lost my shit.
Within those same 5 seconds, he was like,
kind of lost my shit.
I said, Gianni,
I was sitting there.
Yo, it was pretty insane.
I was in the gym. I was like,
it was like literally 2 days ago.
Literally like
just
2
to
days
prove
ago?
it to him.
This just
because,
happened.
bro, I'm always, I'm
into. I was like,
I would have freaked out.
it's crazy because even
all right,
when
I'll
I say
put the weight
these
back
things,
on the machine.
Joe, even when I say these things, true non-believers,
fucking crazy.
Joe, true non-believers will look at these things I'm saying and just be like, coincidence, maybe this, and because I've had these conversations, like I know I'm not going to convince the right people.
Yeah.
What I will say to you is have a more open mind. If you are an atheist, not that I'm shitting on your viewpoints, I was there, I understand what it feels like to not believe in God, so I get it, but why go all the way deep on one corner of something? I said the same thing with the political spectrum of why I'm not a Republican or a Democrat is because it leaves me closed-minded to my party. Yeah. Where if I'm independent, I can listen to this guy and be like, that's true, that's bullshit. I can listen to this person, that's true, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
If you're an atheist, then it's like you're closing yourself off to the possibilities of the supernatural. Just say,
maybe.
This is what took me away from atheism. I said, oh, it's just as stubborn and ignorant to say, I know for a fact as a little human on this planet that there is no God, as it is to say, I know for a fact there is a God. Do you realize the duality of that? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. You're saying you know this for a fact. That's what atheism is saying. I know for a fact there's no God. You don't know shit.
No,
because once you start getting to legitimate studies, first of all, science still can't explain the Big Bang. We don't know what caused this random explosion. There was nothing and then everything. Still nothing to explain that.
Crazy.
B, there are known documents of people talking about higher dimensions that we could look into. And scientists explaining what the fourth dimension is and how past the fourth dimension, we can't even comprehend what that is. So with that being said, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I'm not intelligent enough to know anything. Who's to say that you don't know at the peak of everything is one extremely hyper-intelligent being that's created everything? What, like think about how simple sentient life is here on Earth. Me and you just talking to a camera. And imagine at a higher fucking scale. And even if I've said this before I came back to Christianity. Even I've said if there might even be a God, and this is when I was coming away from atheism, that the same way you look through a telescope and there's these little microbes that you don't know if there's these living beings on there, there might even be a higher supernatural being that's in the higher dimension that doesn't know we're on this little cell called Earth. Like I opened my eyes to that, and I was like, there might just be a higher beings than us in the higher dimensions that they would look through a microscope and see Earth. Yeah. And I think that's what we are.
That's pretty crazy.
Possibility.
I mean, that's crazy, but I want to tell you my story.
Tell me.
When I was an atheist. I was with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Full atheist. I mean, I was telling her, I was like, there's no such thing as God.
Yeah.
And she's like you said, she's like, have you ever asked for a sign? I was like, no. Like, I've never asked for a sign. She's like, all right, ask for a sign. Wow. So I was like,
crazy.
I was like, God, give me a sign right now. And I was like, see, nothing. And then all of a sudden, I have those like special lights.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we were both standing right there. All the lights go from white to green. They turn green.
Just randomly?
After I said that. They turned green, and I felt what felt like God. I mean, it's hard to say what God feels
but you felt like
a power.
Yeah.
And we didn't speak for 10 minutes. Because we both felt it.
Yeah, what the fuck?
We felt it.
Yeah.
And then, like, we were, like, almost in a trance. And then, like the lights were going crazy. Green.
Really?
And we looked at each other, and I was like,
holy shit.
Fuck. And that was the day I became Catholic.
Wow.
Yeah.
What
and
the
then,
fuck?
And then mushrooms really definitely
set the bar on that one.
Well, it's so weird.
Did you hear the new theory with mushrooms?
About the development of our brain size?
About evolution.
So, you want me to explain it? You got it.
Go for it, man.
Because I'm very into this shit.
Whatever boats your
and
float.
I want it to come out
boats your
perfect.
float, man.
So it's called the Stone Ape theory.
The Stone Ape, yeah.
The Stone Ape
I love
theory.
this theory.
And as I was just saying, the biggest mystery in humanity is why are we the most intelligent beings on this planet that we've gotten to
How did we get to this point?
where we can even comprehend is there a God or not? Like
that
we've gotten to this level of sentience. And now with the studies they're doing with mushrooms, how they're seeing it rewire our brains and strengthen them and grow them now, what they're starting to believe is that we were scavengers back in the day. So we would pick up, fecal matter, and you'd find mushrooms that grow on fecal matter, because that's where mushrooms grow. And our earlier hominid versions of ourselves with smaller brains were eating these things and tripping balls. Going, what is this? And their neural pathways started changing, their brains started to grow, and they slowly started to enhance and develop larger brains until we became sentient beings that we are today. So as much as you want to shit on psychedelics, there are serious studies going on that aren't even theories, they're turning into hypotheses because there's coming to be facts and studies around them that are saying they made us smarter, they made us more intelligent, they brought us to the world you see today. Yeah. So if it took us from these early versions of us to this, imagine now as we're trying to deal with world hunger, famine, war. People who are just so full of ego and don't understand the meaning to life. What could it do today? What would be the next advancement today if that's the case?
Probably doing
and again, it's still a theory, but if that is the case, if it truly took us from these early hominids to the basic Homo sapien you see today, what the fuck would it take us to next? What level of hierarchy would it be next? You understand?
Yeah.
So to me, that is just fucking incredible.
I also think you gotta, you can't be doing mushrooms every day.
Yeah.
It's like, I think people don't, some people don't know. Some people overdo it.
As much as I'm saying this, again, I have the disclaimer. I don't think it's for everybody. No. I know people that are actually very happy and spiritual in their life and peaceful that they don't need mushrooms. They figured it out. You don't need mushrooms. But some people that, listen, when I see someone that's so full of their fucking ego and they think who they are, it's like, dude, if they took something, they would open their eyes and it would humble them. Because the way it does it is like, for instance, we would trip and we would go into the trips like, how are we going to make all this money and be successful and this and that? And it fucking checks you real quick. And the trip starts, and especially us, because we're so motivated. We're like, yo, we're going to be so successful. We're going to fucking make it like this and that. And then you're on it and it's like, this is what it's about.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
You go, it's not about money. Money's not going to bring us. Yeah, that's great. That'll be part of the journey. Let's still work for success, but we're going to have a family one day. We're going to have kids we're going to love. We're going to love each other. Yeah. We could go anywhere right now. And it gives and you leave with these answers of like, I have free will. I could go get on a plane right now and go to Europe. Like experience, like that's so beautiful. We could just go. And we've said that so many times on these spiritual experiences we have where you're like, Peter, like literally right now we could get in the car and just go anywhere. And you find a beauty to that you don't respect in your normal everyday life. That the best thing I've ever heard is if you like how corrupt politics is. It's like imagine you made every politician take mushrooms overnight.
Oh god.
Politics would change overnight. Everyone would be like, oh my god, I'm a piece of shit.
There probably wouldn't be two parties.
You realize your issues.
There probably wouldn't be two parties.
And you come together. I truly believe that.
Well, on a higher note, have you guys seen Drake's dick? Because he's fucking hanging.
That's what I remember.
I think I saw like a blurred image.
But he's cheating. You know why? Because he pulled his sack down.
Is Drake cheating in his dick?
Drake added a couple inches.
Yo, I heard. You know what I heard?
He pulled the sack down and he grabbed down here.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that he does dick injections.
Oh, really? Where the fuck? Where'd you hear that?
My friend told me.
Oh, come on. People say anything.
Did you just get off the phone with Drake?
Drake called me and said dick injection. No, I don't know.
But no, he for those of you.
Dick injections.
That's what I'm saying. Fucking injections. I don't know. You know, if you have money like that, I mean, it wouldn't be the toe out of the fucking realm.
Yeah, Steve will do it, did it. What's in that fucking drawer to the left of your bed? What's in that fucking drawer, Joe?
I saw you guys talking about this on the I saw
What's
that podcast.
in the drawer, Joe?
Could they just leave me out of a podcast? Like,
What's in the drawer?
That's the real question.
Now, okay, so now I want a question answered because I asked.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Wait, no.
I threw a lot of things out. It was definitely overwhelming.
Yeah,
There was too many things.
I got scared.
I went through it. I was like,
I might have a problem.
Honestly, there was like a big package, and I just ordered it, and it had everything. You know, you gotta try everything. I feel like if you're not trying everything, then what are you doing, really?
Well, see, with Gianni and I have a completely different.
Yeah, we have a different state point.
Where we go, once you open the door, and you like it.
Once I get butt fucked, I'm not gonna not get butt fucked.
Once you get pegged, you're not gonna stop asking girls to peg you.
Exactly.
So we're just not gonna open that door.
Now, here was my question for you, right? Because I asked.
Just open every door.
The fucking doors. Find out what sticks. Open the doors and find out what you like, man. Like you only live once.
No, you gotta try some stuff out.
Try it out.
I feel like
Joe's tied up.
Life's experience.
Leather suit, asshole out.
All right, I mean,
guys, you live once. Now close the fucking door and get in.
Get out.
Come on.
I'm definitely a try it once kind of guy.
Now, let me ask you, why do you have a gallon of lube? I feel like at some point there's enough lube.
Honestly,
I don't disagree.
Amazon had a great deal, $20.
But lube goes bad. That means that you have to use a gallon of lube in a certain amount of time. It does.
I think it takes like years.
It does. No.
Because I've had one that's like
I've never seen an
2026.
expiration date on lube.
I have.
Yeah, what?
Really?
Yeah.
But it's a few years.
No, it's not.
You got time.
Flavored lube.
Not the lube I get.
I don't need flavored lube.
My lube goes bad in like a couple months.
You know what I ordered?
And turns out it hurts a lot.
You know what I ordered? There was like a thing that like
if it goes bad
makes their mouth go numb.
Yeah, the spray, the numbing spray.
It was like,
why would you want their mouth?
No, not numb.
It's
no,
it's
a flavor pill.
It's for
flavor
sucking.
Pill. Sorry, flavor pill.
Flavor pill?
Yeah, it changes like flavor.
Of
It's
your
like
dick?
salty becomes sugary, so your cum tastes sugary.
Oh, the M-berry pill.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not with salty. That's with sour. So sour will now become sweet.
Yeah, so your cum tastes sweet.
So now you can have a shit diet and be coming dirty loads in a girl's mouth and then take it.
Why don't you
think
just
it
drink
tastes like
pineapple juice?
Apparently.
Yeah, drink
Yeah,
pineapple
because the
juice.
real trick for you is you
fucking
instead
buy
of,
it.
why does everyone want to give girls everything? Take the Plan B, take this. Just drink some pineapple juice. Your cum will taste good.
Yeah, cum will taste
Take
good.
this pill so my cum tastes good. Just drink some pineapple
Your
juice.
cum's not gonna taste like that.
I've
Listen,
never.
I've done it because when
taste
you're
it?
younger and you first figure out the
taste
pineapple
it?
juice makes your cum taste like pineapple juice, you
Does
drink a bunch
not
and you go,
taste
babe,
like
what does it taste like?
What
And she
are you
goes,
talking about?
holy shit, it tastes just like pineapple juice.
I thought you were going in a different direction with that. I thought you were about to say you tasted it. And I was about to be like,
I thought he's saying.
that's what I thought he was going to say.
Have you tasted it?
Have you tasted your cum?
Absolutely.
So you don't know.
He's a liar.
Have you?
No, so you don't know then.
Yeah, but you don't know, yeah.
Well, I've
Yeah.
asked. Why would you lie?
Yeah, it tastes like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tastes great. Keep
babe,
doing it.
Babe, it
Why would
tasted
you lie?
amazing.
Come on.
Yeah, okay. It tastes
Come on.
great, babe.
I wasn't like, you're fucking lying. Like, no. What?
No way.
I took her word for it.
I mean, we've all.
She's like, that shit tastes like
shot.
pineapples?
Why?
No, let me try.
What? Whoa.
No, we all shot it up and hit us.
All
in
right,
the
let's
face.
stop. What are we talking about? Fuck. All right, question. Is there any retribution for a relationship that you guys break up, hook up with other people?
No.
Can you ever get back together?
No. Wait, how long did you break up for? How long is the breakup? 'Cause
Eh,
that's
3 months. How about let's talk about what happened to
No.
Peter? 3 months.
I was liking the sex topics.
okay. So Pete just wants to get a story out. What's the story, Pete?
No, I'm not gonna.
So why the fuck did you
Because
say
I'm just like, you're like, give me a random amount of months, and I was like,
give me a
well,
give me a
for
random
me it
amount
was
of
3, and I got back with the girl. So, how about that many months? Would you guys say that was okay?
I feel.
Kind of why.
How'd you find out? Did she tell you, or
She totally didn't tell me.
Because
how about somebody close?
That means she didn't even feel bad.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? So she was on. So we break up. We break up. I'm fucking. Wait.
He has no idea.
I have no idea.
Well, I'm just gonna tell the story.
Okay.
We break up, and I am fucked up. How about probably most fucked up I've ever been in my life? Do you guys remember that ski trip where I was like,
oh yeah.
yeah.
How about
Dude?
we told Pete, get the fuck up.
Stop being a pussy.
Stop being a pussy.
I was devastated.
And guess what?
We break up. I'm calling. I'm going, take me back. Anyways, and you know what it is? Because I pulled her up crying, I knew it's going to take some time for her to come back after this one. Because I was like, fucking boogers. I was like, no, I love you.
Who did a skit like that? Oh, Family Guy with Stewie when he was calling Brian, I love you, Brian. It's snotting all over his face.
Anyways, I see her post a Snapchat story with a guy while she's on spring break. And I'm like, you bitch. Could you let everyone know we're done? Why wouldn't you? And I'm fucking fucked up. It was horrible.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But then, you know what, that day, the difference between me and the other people, I think other people will keep looking and keep hurting themselves. It was kind of my peace. So I was like, well, that's the most hurt I could get. Time to stop looking. Because she moved on. So I move on. 3 months later, you know, I'm like, why'd you post that? Because we start talking. We start getting back together.
Bed.
And I'm like, why'd you post that? And she's like, oh, he posted it. I didn't think anything of it. I was drunk. We were out. And I was like, you didn't sleep with him? She was like, nah. I was like, He's a good-looking guy. I would have slept with him. So I don't know what's happening.
I would have fucked that dude.
I would have fucked that
Why
dude.
didn't you fuck the guy?
But hey, if you say it ain't fucking great.
Good for you.
Great.
Thank you.
Time goes on.
Did you get back with yet?
And I'm already like, we're getting back together. I'm going to go visit her.
So you found out later.
And
She slept with her.
I'm talking to someone she's close to, and I'm bringing it up. And kind of like the person like opens, he's like, oh yeah, that's the one you got with while you guys were broken up. I was like, slept with, right? Oh yeah. I know, it sucks, right? She fucked him, right? And I was like, and so how about craziest way? How do you think I called her?
You bitch.
No.
Oh.
That's not how Peter acts.
I think
I don't know.
I called her and she's like, oh, hey babe, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm not going to use his real name. Let's call him Fernando. Very Spanish kid. Good looking guy.
You could have just used like
Fernando. Good
taller
to
than
go.
I. No, because I don't want to use real names. And I was like, I know you fucked Fernando. And, well, because he's like think of like a sexy Spanish kid. So it makes this even worse.
Okay.
Right? So I'm like, I know you fucked Fernando. And she's like, she's trying to hold the lie up. She's like, what are you talking about? And I'm looking at her, I'm like, and I know this is how to break her. I wasn't going to fight because a fight just ends it with a hang up.
Yeah.
And I knew that I could forgive her because I had hooked up with other people too, and I knew it would be hypocrisy if I hooked up with a couple people, she hooked up with one guy, and now I'm like, fuck you, we're really done.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take her back, but she's got to admit it. And I was like, looking at her, I was like, you don't got to lie. I'm like, it probably hurts you to sit here and lie to me like this. And she's just staring at me, and like, I could see it's about to come out of her. I'm like, just tell the truth. I'm like, I know. I'm like, look at me. Like, I was like, look at me. I know. Like, it's not like I'm like trying to, I'm like, I literally know. Boom, she starts crying. I didn't fuck him. It sucked. I didn't. She's crying.
Oh, God.
And I was like, yeah. She might block that guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. He was.
I would have said that.
He was already blocked.
So you forgave her?
Well, what?
You forgave her?
How about she didn't block him? How about that's even more fucked up?
Oh my God.
But hey,
How would that have been the first thing done?
We're not toxic. She was like, yo, it'd make things weird in the friend group.
New Peter.
How about
it's already weird?
How about block?
New Peter would never.
New Peter would never. New Peter's like, peace.
So now here's my take on that. My take on seeing shit.
And then I
like,
took her back.
My take on seeing, yeah, that's crazy.
And then she broke my heart again.
Bad decision.
I mean, couldn't have seen that one coming.
Yeah, I think you should talk more on getting over a breakup. From what I've researched, I think there's like a no contact theory.
That's what I was just about to say.
Right?
I'm a
No
firm
contact
believer of blocking right after a breakup because now he saw the guy. If she was blocked, he never saw the guy.
Yeah.
He's never getting upset already.
And I started going up
She's already
after
gone.
I stopped
Exactly.
looking. I stopped looking, and then my life started going
exactly.
up.
You block them.
Time to go be my own life.
You need to start that time of recovery, of bettering yourself, fixing yourself, live your life, figure out who you are as yourself. If you're looking to sit there like, what the fuck is she doing today? What is he doing today, you motherfucker?
That's the worst.
you're freaking out. You're not doing anything to better yourself, anything to fix yourself, anything to even get over that person, because you're not getting over them. If you're sitting there looking at their socials every day, you're not. You're not getting over them. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely a firm believer of right when we break up, you're blocked.
No contact.
No contact.
No contact.
No contact.
She
And not in any disrespectful way of go fuck
that's
yourself.
if you're done.
Just for my self-betterment, I don't want to be in contact or see what you're doing. Maybe later on in life, you know, I would love to catch up or something, but for now.
So no contact
no
works
contact.
if you don't want to be with them anymore, and if you do want to be with them.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if you don't want to be with them, you shouldn't be looking at
Good riddance.
Good riddance. You shouldn't be looking.
Yes.
If you do want to be with them, and they broke up with you.
Yeah.
This is gonna draw them back to you.
100%.
If you're just like, babe, please take me back. Please take me back. You know, I miss you. Please
guess
take me-"
what?
Guess
They're
what? You're
never
just
coming
pushing
back.
them farther away. You need to give them space. Let them think about what they lost.
Let them do their thing, yeah.
And then if
Let them realize
if
how
they
much
are
they
meant to
fucked
be
up.
with you, they will come back to you. If they're not,
100%.
then you need to say, all right, goodbye.
100%.
And I think that's the only way to do it.
I agree 100%.
I think that should help a lot of people.
Excuse me?
They should listen to that.
Yeah,
and you can do
I
your
think-
own research on that.
I
Just
think
look it up.
most
Yeah.
people, that's the thing that goes over their head. And I think guys have this problem a lot.
Yes.
Where they're like begging for their girlfriend back. And I'm like,
Never do
a
that.
girl wants, and listen, some girls will be like, no, Peter, like, I like a man that's like wants me back. Like, I get it. You're a mature, lovely lady that, you know, you don't look at the world like that. But there's a lot of girls that if you're begging for them back, a lot of them are just going to go. And I've seen it myself and I've seen it in my own relationships. What a baby. I don't want it. Like, I don't want, you want what you can't have.
I think it's happened to all
so
of us.
it's so
I think
when
we
you,
can all agree it's
when you
happened to
start
everyone.
crying for them back, it's like, oh, it's that easy? Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. And there's kind of like a power dynamic in the relationship. And I
Yeah.
think the one with the power is usually the one that's more willing to leave. And the other one knows it. For the most part.
Yeah.
Who's either got one foot out at the door, who's one that is in no bullshit if you fuck up, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you both have that same idea, like, we're in this, don't fucking lie to me, don't do this, don't do that, we're good.
100%. That's the best relationship you can
Yeah,
have.
so you can make it mutual. But when it comes to the power, it's the one that has those hard morals, and the other one who's like, I'll take you back right away, that you're like, oh, I don't even care. I don't even care. You know? And I'm not saying I do that. I love a passionate girl. If there's a girl that's all about me, and it's like, Peter, like, take me back, like, as long as she didn't like fucking do something horrific to me, but if she's telling me she wants me and stuff, there's nothing about that to me as a man pushes me away.
No,
I think it more so
it's
happens
the
when
other
it's
way around.
guys
I agree.
going back to the girl.
It's like a girl
Yeah.
begging for you back.
Well, because the girl wants to be.
Hey, if a girl begs for me back, I'm loving that.
Yeah. I think it's the
fucking
opposite.
loving
I think it's the opposite. for
You're
guys.
bringing me
Definitely the
more
opposite.
in.
Yeah. Well, you know why? Because
You're
I
bringing
think,
me in.
And again, I'm speaking
I'm-
generically. I'm speaking generically because it's not for everybody, but a lot of the time, the male-female relationship, the girl likes being the submissive one. You know, like, and if a guy's kind of like crying, like, take me back, it's like that's kind of him being the submissive one, and it's not very attractive to them. Whereas for us as guys, if a girl's like crying, take me back, it's like, oh, like that's very like sweet.
Fuck yeah.
And
it's
like,
like-
you're gonna be a good girl for me. Like,
Yeah,
great, let's do it. And if you're especially serious about it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like nowadays, like most girls, like, oh, we like a guy who cries, could be emotional.
But a lot of them lie.
I think,
and then you
I
cry,
think
and
they
they're like,
don't.
ew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
I
never
think-
look at you the same.
They don't look at you the same. I think they want that.
Yeah.
But they really don't.
Because they
don't.
know it's
No,
fucked
they
up
want
to
a
say
man.
otherwise.
Yeah.
I've seen it with my own girlfriends where I would have these same conversations. Like, yeah, it's crazy because if you ever cried in front of me, like, I know you're a man. It's okay. And then I do it, and they'd bring it back up. And like kind of call me a bitch. And I'm like, bro, because if one of my boys cried in front of me,
What a bitch.
that's what I'm saying. Like if one of my boys cried in front of me, like I'm never being like, Jimmy. I'm thinking Jimmy opened up to me. Like that. I know Jimmy's a man, but Jimmy opened up to me. But like I've had girls that I've cried in front of be like kind of bring it back up and be like, you really cried about that? I'm like, well, yeah, I was really upset about that. Like I should, now you make me regret like open it up to you like that.
Yeah. So then,
You know?
then
And
you
I
just
will
don't
say,
do it again.
I'm not saying every girl's like this. I think there are
some.
great women out there who can let a guy.
Very small.
They're out there.
They're out there.
They're out
Yeah,
there.
they're out
No,
there.
no, there's great women
I've
out
met
there
them. I've
that
met
can
them.
let a man be submissive in a moment and hold him and
Yeah.
let him cry on your shoulder
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
and be the strong woman you need them to
But
be in
like
that
you're
moment.
crying every other day.
Well, that's different. I'll stand right there with you and be like, your man needs to man the fuck
Man,
up.
man,
Man,
fuck up.
He can't be crying every day. But if once in a while your man wants, I've definitely, once you
there's
date
moments.
someone long enough, you're going to cry in front of them.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
And that's when you know
It's
you got
natural.
a girlfriend.
Yeah,
or
it's
not.
natural.
If she's willing to hold you, and I won't say it's, because you're saying it's small. It's not a small percentage. Because I'm telling you, if you're with the right girl and you're with her long enough and she knows the type of guy you are and then you want to open up to her a year in, 2 years in, maybe even earlier with the right person, they're going to let you cry on their shoulder and they're not going to hold it against you, I think. Is there anything you want to leave with the viewers on your first podcast with the Not So PG?
No, I think we talked a lot of things. God, mushrooms,
Anal.
and anal beads.
Amazing.
What a fucking
Couldn't be
topic.
fucking better.
But listen, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know your favorite parts. If you really did enjoy this, your support
Love
means
you
the
all.
world to us. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Tell us your favorite part, something you want to talk about, something you want us to talk about in the next upcoming podcast. Like, comment, share, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. We love you all. Thank you for joining.
Thanks,
Mwah.
guys.
Mwah.
Deuces.